Hey, welcome to the riding review. This is on a 2020 Devinci Django GX build carbon frame. This review will also work if you're looking at the 2021s because now that the lists are out, they did not change anything for 2021, thank goodness, because as the old adage goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And the Devinci Django has to be easily one of the top three, to me, the best overall trail bike available, and I'm going to get into the specifics. Now, when I first bought this bike, I bought it in August, and then I held on the review because of COVID, no other bikes were available, and I thought it'd be a waste of a review. So I'm going to show part of my initial review when I was first demoing this bike, and then I'm going to follow up with that on some more in-depth stuff now that I've actually purchased the bike and have been riding it for a few months. So stick with me, it's going to be a fun review, lots to learn about this bike. So let's start things out with the initial demo review that I was doing in August of 2020. Here we go.
Field of Dreams, gonna see if this is the bike of dreams. Today we are riding the Devinci Django GX full carbon. Now I had the opportunity to ride this bike for about 5 minutes a week or so ago. Did it up a little bit of a hill. Hadn't really done any research on it, really just went into the bike shop and talking to the owner of the bike shop, and he knows how we at Rock Solid usually ride. And he goes, you know, this is the bike that really set up nice for you. You should try it. So I just spun it around for 5 minutes. Thought, yeah, it's a nice bike. And actually at the time, I was a little confused because when I took off with it, went up a little hill, and I thought, why did he give me a cross-country bike? Because that's what it felt like when I was climbing with it. I actually got off the bike and was looking at it and realized, no, this is a nice all-trail build. So right now I'm just spinning around on some of the flowy stuff, getting used to the bike. A couple little things I've noticed, really just if I'd set the bike up. And this is interesting for the geometry. So I'm on a large and I'm at, somewhere between 6'1", 6'2", depending on the day, I guess. But anyhow, for most bikes, size-wise, I'm always, holy cow, I didn't bother shifting down on that. It just went up it. I'm right between that. Do I want a large or an extra large? What one would fit me better? And for the idea of being spread out on the bike, a little bit more of a, you know, comfortable cruising, I always want to be in an extra large. But so like right now, I'm just getting off the back of the seat here, and this bike, the geometry is really nice. One thing that's different is the rear triangle. They have the longer platform for the larger sizes, which is different than some of the other manufacturers. So I'm feeling more stable out of the curves and up these little whoop hills like this. The bike has a smooth roll. The front's not getting all squirrely on me. The hard part's going to be is how does that transition when you're dropping down? Yeah, no, that's still pretty smooth. Component-wise on this, I mean, everything's butter. The GX, SRAM GX shifters. It's the Fox 34 Performance Elite. Fox float in the rear. But on these trails, I'm not really putting them through the not really putting them to the test. But the idea of this is if the geometry is right, it doesn't matter what trail I ride. If I can be fast and flowy, then when I get to the technical gnar where I need the components to do their job, they're going to do their job. Oh my gosh, this thing is fun. Just little jobs. I just want to see how it feels. It feels pretty well balanced just going into the little things where I'm just sort of barely basically bunny hopping over. Nothing squirrely. Surprisingly though, the bike does feel a little heavy. I've read some reviews where people say that's because of the longer triangle in the back for the larger bikes, but I guess for my style of riding, that's a decent trade-off, I should say. The nice thing about Devinci, manufactured in Canada, so if I don't care about the carbon, I can get the aluminum version of this bike with the same component build, the GX, same fork. I do believe for less than 3,000. I'll have to look that up online. Every component you buy for the bike, you can or potentially will upgrade. So for the amount of miles I put on a bike in a year, oh, here's a nice huck to flat. We're gonna turn around and jump that, because that's what I do a lot of when we ride usually. Oh my gosh, that thing just rolled over that. I didn't even. Yeah. See, now that's where the components come in, because my suspension just ate all of that up. I didn't feel like I lost any momentum. In fact, I felt like I gained a little speed. I was actually, as soon as I hit, I was actually tapping brakes. So the Devinci Django, manufactured in Canada, Quebec. Nice North American bike, North American labor. And let's face it, Canadians know mountain biking.
And that was my initial review when I got to demo the bike. Much thanks to Loud Performance in Bemis Point, New York, for allowing me to do such an extensive demo before I purchased. And I will say that the suspension took a little bit of time to actually get dialed in and get it where I wanted to, but since then I've really put this bike through the paces, from the rocky downhills, tight turns, sweeping turns, flowed trail, old school East Coast rocks and roots. It has hit everything. And I have to say that the two things that really make this bike stand out from any other bike in the industry is, one, this rear Super Boost hub. That's a 157 millimeter hub. It just makes you feel so solid with the split pivot rear end that is extended for the larger bikes. Large and extra large has a longer triangle, which just sets everything off so well. If there's one issue I have with the review of this bike, is that in the 3 months or so that I've been riding it, I still haven't been able to hit it to its limit. It's more bike than I usually ever ride, and so I'm doing my best, but so far this bike is more than enough for anything that I ride or how I'm able to handle it. And so even I don't have it on film, but the one time over the handlebars when I hit a jump wrong, the bike still solid, got up, kept going. So thanks for sticking with me this long on this review. I highly recommend the Django. Devinci, wonderful. Love it if you'd start coming out with some merchandise, jerseys, you know. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel here, I'd really appreciate it. If you hit it, give me a like, give me a comment, click the notification bell, and hey, we'll check you on the next review here at Rock Solid.